Okay. What was your feeling at the end there? Were you relieved or satisfied?
Satisfied, relieved I suppose because we should have had a game tied up earlier because we had chances and we controlled big parts of it, and obviously satisfied. 3 points, a really tough place to come. These Norwich are a very good side. I knew that already. We knew that. They'll take a lot of points off teams home and away, but we controlled the game. So I'm very pleased with the performance.
Obviously, it's big news to get goals from Tammy and Mason. The supporters enjoy seeing that. What can you say about their performances today?
Both really good. Tammy for his 2 goals, he's had a tough little period for reasons we all know. And strikers get judged purely on goals at times, and that's sometimes slightly unfair. But today, when you talk about character and enthusiasm to play for this club, Tammy's right up there. Shows it every day, can get better and better. So I'm really pleased for him. And Mason, a continuation of what he's doing. And I had to move him out to the left just before the game because of the Pedro injury. Took it on board. He's intelligent, he works hard, he can do different roles. So I'm delighted for the 2 of those, and you can see the reaction of the fans. You can see that there are 2 young men there that are desperate to play for this club. And that's not the only story, they have to earn it. But I was delighted for them both.
Do you get any sense that those 2 players are shouldering more responsibility by being in the team?
Well,
that they might get more chances this season?
They have to, because I spoke to Mason yesterday and I sort of asked him if he felt like he was a Chelsea player yet, because it's important. It's important that he feels like he's a big player, because we were young today. We're a young side, so players like Mason, Tammy for sure, but also Andreas Christensen, Kurt Zuma, players that are still a little bit young in their years, have to grow up very quickly and have personality and be leaders on the pitch. And I thought the spirit showed today in the second half. If we'd have scored more goals and been more clinical, it would have been a really comfortable win, and that's saying something coming here.
And have you got any idea what prevented getting that 3rd goal earlier, maybe, if you had the chance?
Yeah, some probably the same story this season. At Leicester, we would have been comfortable at half-time with more goals. At Manchester United, we would have got ourselves in front and the game could look differently. Same at Liverpool. We're creating, which is great. We're creating chances, and I think we're playing some really good football, but the end bit has to be better. Because it allows teams to stay in the game when we should be taking them out of the game. We need to win games, and goals are obviously crucial to that. But it's not for the want of trying, and we will get better.
Frank, what did Mason say to you when you asked him if you felt like a Chelsea player? And have you done that with players like Tammy as well, because they're all coming together sort of at once?
He just sort of smiled, Mason, and he's a confident boy in a really nice way. He's got a lot of humility and a work ethic, so he smiled and we had a laugh about it. So didn't really get a clear answer, but he should feel like it. If he plays like he is at the moment, he should feel like it. And that doesn't mean that it's the end of the story. He needs to work and he'll get even better daily, because he's a player who trains like it's a chance to improve. And we need that feeling through the team. And Tammy, similarly, I think today would be great for him. The confidence of the goals, he can keep working. He can get even better, and they're a nice. I think we'll say credit to the academy, because people looked at our academy, asked a lot of questions. I know the work that goes on there. People like Neil Barth, who runs it, who will be very happy this afternoon and this evening that they've seen 2 great young lads with a real desire to play for this club do so well.
Why is it so important to those fans, do you think? Why do they get so excited to see people like Tammy and Mason particularly scoring?
I think it's the age-old story. Fans like to see players that really feel the club, and they're not necessarily actually local boys. I mean, local in the modern way of football, because players are from all over the world. But I think they enjoy seeing that, because I think there's something to it. If you come through this academy here, you should feel the club. You work daily. You come through at a young age. Your absolute desire is to play for the club, and I think they sense that. But I don't want to make it all about the young players, because there are older players there that have come from all over the world. You talk about Jorginho and Kovacic, who I thought run the game in midfield today. They then take on different responsibilities of mentoring them slightly. So we'll get that balance, and the young boys certainly help.
Frank, you mentioned about Tammy and the tough start. What have you had to say to him in terms of dealing not just with the kind of wait for the first goal, but also obviously the situation he had with the rest of the people?
Well, I obviously supported him on that. It was clear, and I did out loud, and I did behind the scenes. And nobody deserves it, and particularly knowing Tammy so well, and his enthusiasm and how he is as a character. He's so great to be around. So I just defended him and supported him on that as much as I can. And then in terms of playing, I think hopefully he'll see my belief in him from selection, from the fact he's playing. Hopefully as well the fact that I want to do extra shooting with him pretty much daily and finishing and every type of finish. And the finish today, the first one was top draw, and that only comes from work on the training ground. I've seen him sky a few of those in training, but you keep going, and then all of a sudden you catch on well and you score. So that's why him and Mason and others, I don't want to forget Fikayo Tomori, who I feel for a bit in a minute, because he's playing at a level that he could be playing in this team regularly. That's why they're great for us, because they bring that enthusiasm to training, and they need to keep that.
Was that part of
Last two, Ollie and then Andy.
Was that part of his celebration then, Tammy? Because the first goal, he ran straight up to you.
Yeah, I love that. It's nice.
Particularly to you?
No, but I spoke to him before the game, and I said that I felt today was a day for him. And it's a bit of kidology, really. Who knows before the game? But it was. I do trust in him. And I know that as a striker and a young striker, you need that support, and I genuinely mean it. I did feel something for him today, and it will do wonders for his confidence. And I'm pleased he came over. But we're a group. It wasn't just him that came over. Then everyone comes over. That's how we need to move forward.
Last one, Andy.
Just a quick one. Firstly, just how is Mason's leg?
Mm.
But also, for you personally, you've got a win as a Premier League manager.
Mm.
Your first win as a Premier League manager. Personal sense of relief off the shoulders a bit, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, Mason took a knock to his calf, so that's better than the strain, obviously. So hopefully it's a couple of days to settle down. So that's hopefully good news. But we'll assess it. But yeah, for me, I'm happy. I'm very happy, obviously, with the result, because you can't get away from it. Chelsea, we want to win games. I want to stay in contention. I didn't want a slow start. We had a tough start, and I've got to say I'm happy with a lot of the performances. But you can't, shout that too loudly if you're not winning games. So it changes it for me today. So I'm very happy, and it gives me more determination to work, because I saw lots of good things we can improve. But a real good belief in the players, the way they played today. So yeah, it sends me home happy and determined, I suppose.
Will you give yourself a little bit of time off, a bit of a celebration or something, Frank, to mark the landmark, if you like, the milestone?
If celebration means a couple of glasses of wine whilst watching a baby monitor this evening, watching Match of the Day, then that probably will be at the top of it. That's the way life is these days, isn't it? Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks a lot.
You.
Thank
Good
you.
afternoon.